see. Also others, if you have any questions about this, or if you are interested in swing trading, this is something, to definitely watch out for. Okay, let's give some time. I'm really serious, guys, especially if you are new into Forex trading. You really want to try to master, let's say this. It's so easy. It works so well. I can show you multiple time frames. I mean, this is just simple. All you have to be able to spot these channels, also descending, which is the one right here. Let's do that example. This was now descending channel. You see how it works. It just goes down, retests, kept dropping. So it really, like, this just works like a clock. So understood. I have. Okay, sure. Yeah, no problem. So yeah, hold on. So I don't know, your name, because you are here under the iPhone username. So you definitely should go back to K2 YouTube channel, because there are previous recordings from, my webinars, where we, take a little more time about the trends. So definitely, go over that and try to practice it. It really is very simple. I try to make it, as simple as possible for people to understand and be able to apply. We have a question from David. Okay, so David has a question: how to build a small account, and what's the best time frame to build a small account? And secondly, I really want to know how you build your $20 account. Well, I already showed you recording of all my trades. Oh, Dion, okay, no problem, brother. You're fine. You're fine there. So, Dave, I mean, I really just find high probability trades and I maximize on them. Like especially if it's GBP and the trade requirements satisfy what I look for. I just know I have ability to take a little more, let's say, risk, because I'm flipping account, and just try to make it happen, which has been working really well for me. But on my main account, I definitely follow proper risk management, which everybody should, and that is using 0.01 lot size per $100 in trading account. So that way you prevent yourself from over leveraging and wasting all your profits on one bad trade, right? Definitely want to do that, because one of the biggest tips I can give you, that my mentors gave me, is definitely risk management. It will prevent you from blowing accounts multiple times, which have happened to me, my first trading year. Like, I already told, and shared with many of the guys that are, on the call, is, I lost more than 10,000 of my own money, because, I was trying to hit that home run, what they say, thinking, that I can also make, 10,000 just starting, this journey. And unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. It is compounding. It's risk management, and not over trade, right? You don't need to trade 10 pairs. 2 to 3 good setups a day can really really have impact on your account progress, right? And building it up. So what is K2 indicator? Okay, so we can go over that. I don't know if Sean is on here yet. He's not. So Holden had a question about K2 indicator. I will go about that. I mean, I will cover that just in a second. You're welcome, Dave. Yes. Let's show since he's interested. We're gonna switch to K2 template, and we're gonna go on 30 minutes. And here we go. So, what K2 indicator is, right? So K2 indicator is, built up by obviously our, dear friend Sean, and K2 uh, uh, company that he started. It's something that he was, testing for, 5 years and trading with it, and have had, amazing success. And this is actually, the funny story. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but me and Sean, we met through, one mastermind that we were part of, and essentially through, sharing, personal details, our, passion goals. We both, concluded that we are very passionate about the forex, and that's when he, shared with me, his indicator that he was able to find a programmer to put together based on the strategy that he discovered, and that is obviously, those clouds which are called Ichimoku clouds, with the certain settings that you can see here. He used those clouds as, resistance and support, and he uses pivot points, right? Pivot points are, those turning points where actually you get, those green and red lines. Essentially, what green line is, it's what actually the K2 signal is, signaling for you to buy, right? And you want to wait on 30 minutes for this to close, right? To close as a signal. In this specific case right here, let's highlight it so we are all on the same page, right? On this specific case, I believe Sean would have not taken this trade, even though it closed as a, buy signal. The reason is because this candle within the, green highlighted area within the buy signal is bearish, right? You want to see the bullish one, like something right here, and this is not a good example. Let's try. And so this would be a perfect buy signal, right? It signal confirmed after the 30-minute candle. Candle is bullish, and you would, buy or put the buy limit or buy stop depending how this next candle and how fast you are to react, and you will just try to ride it up, as much as you can. Also, he has another approach to his specific trading, which is K2 exit strategy. So that means as this trade progresses in profit, he's taking partials, right? He's trailing his stop loss into profit by 25%. So example, if his target is for this trade 20 pips, once this trade is up, let's say 5 pips, he would have his stop loss at the break even. Once it's up 10 pips, he's going to move his stop loss into profit 5 pips. Once this trade goes in a profit 15 pips, he's going to move his stop loss at 10 pips profit, and so forth, right? So that way he trail his stop loss, and also, prevent winning trade turning into loser, right? Something unexpected happens, like for example, when we have these, big candles where, the price pushed for, quite a few pips, right? So this is pretty much what the K2 indicator is. Recently, he has added what's called K2 trend mirror, which you guys can see here on the bottom. It's the indicator that actually shows you overall trend, right? The overall trend on 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, and 4 hours, right? So that way, if you get the signal, which you're probably gonna see throughout this call, if you already have not noticed that I received those alerts, those are K2 signal buy sell alerts. So once you see the alert, you open up the chart, and you wanna wait for that candle and signal to close properly, as we see here, buy signal confirmed, bullish candle, and now you would put your buy limit or buy stop here depending how this next candle opened, which was bearish. So in that case, you would put the buy stop and wait for this price to eventually start rising up, right? And this is another thing, like I mentioned earlier. The reason I have joined him is because he has shown this to me, and I'm the person, with all honesty, that I don't believe in indicators. I don't believe in this trading bots, any of that, right? The reason is because I have, I'm purely, price action trader with the patterns and, key reversal points on the weekly time frame, right? As I already showed you. So for me to actually consider this, it had to be amazing, and indeed it was. I have personally tested this strategy, and it is 90% accurate. And for that reason, I was like, okay, Sean, so let's try to join forces and see how mine and your strategy can actually work together. Because I'm already doing really well with my price action. But I have added yours as addition to mine, and every time mine and his strategy, meaning K2, align together, we have not lost the trade. And you can get him to testify as well. He can share his story. But we are working officially together for about 2 months, and every time we have called same trade, we have not lost it. It is just like it's amazing. I personally just first look for my own setup, and then if I open K2 template and it confirms, I mean, I'm not even second guessing. I'm just taking that trade, because it just been working really well. So I mean, that's about it as far as how K2 works. But uh, it's really actually easy. All you need to know is when to actually take the trade and not. So besides this being bullish, you definitely want to see the candlesticks above the Ichimoku clouds, right? Because those clouds are actually presenting resistance, right? So because this candle pierced above, this would be a good signal to take, right? If this candle has closed in the middle of the cloud, I'm pretty sure Sean wouldn't have want you to trade it, even though it was a bullish candle, and buy signal at the same time, because it's still into the resistance. So with that being said, he has developed what I mentioned earlier, this K2 trend meter that can help you verify when the trend is on your side, right? So as you see here, this kind of bluish color, that means it's indecision, right? And you can confirm that by looking at the price action, where the candles are in the middle of the cloud. So that means that there is no confirmed trend, right? Once you see the red formation, right, that means the trend is bearish, which obviously it is. It's below the Ichimoku clouds, and here we go, sell signal. If you enter this sell signal, you have gotten 80 pips out of it. It's just easy. Yeah, you've been in a drawdown. Let's see, if you entered here, you've been in a drawdown 15 pips. That's nothing. If you trade GBP pairs, and you are not really good with them, you definitely need like 40-50 pips stop loss. Me, because I trade them for over 2 years, I can find the entry point where I can reduce that stop loss to 30 to 35 pips, right? And even with that, this only went in 15 pips drawdown, and this trade alone has given you, let's measure this trade alone would give you 70 pips, which is amazing. And the reason, you have all confirmation, bearish signal, bearish candle closed, prices below Ichimoku cloud, trend meter is confirming bearish trend, and all you do is just open your MetaTrader 4 on your phone, or if you're at home on the laptop, and you just execute market entry sell on this signal. That's it. There is no Um, there's no complication to it. It really is, simplified, which makes it really easy for people who are new to forex to start being profitable with this, because he has recorded, excuse me, he has recorded training videos on this, and really shows you in a live example how to use it, and it, it really, there's no complication or difficulties to learn it. So I hope that covered K2 enough, Holden.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
All right, awesome, awesome. Do we have any other questions related to K2 or anything else? But obviously, in my templates on TradingView, I have K2 template, which is K2 strategy loaded in, because his indicators are only programmed for TradingView. So if anybody has question, can you use them on MetaTrader 4 or 5? No, you cannot. They are programmed specifically to be in effect on TradingView, which I suggest everybody to become very familiar with, because it's much easier to chart, and it doesn't lag, and it doesn't show such a big spread in the price action. Guys, give me just 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Had someone at the door. So yeah, I mean, it really isn't complicated to learn. It's pretty straightforward. So if you have any further question about it, definitely feel free to ask. But like I said, I have two templates, K2 template, which as I said, it's K2 strategy, and a template that I call naked. The reason I call it naked is not to make fun out of it, but it refers to price action when there is no indicators, just for pure price action. We have a message from Holden. Perfect, thank you. Yes, definitely, Holden. That is actually what I do. I on the weekend when market is closed, I go over the pairs, and I do my charting. So that way I'm ready when the week starts, and I just follow through with looking for when it reaches the certain level, or retrace points, so that I can enter. You definitely don't want to be charting in the middle of the week or during the week when the market is already live, because I mean, it's not that it's gonna kind of confuse you, but I don't suggest that, because you are just trying to get idea what is going on, rather than you being prepared and just watching how market reacts throughout the week, and where you can spot your opportunities to enter the trade, if that makes sense. So yeah, you can chart either on Saturday or Sunday. Most of the time, I prefer to do it on Sunday if time allows me. If I don't have any, personal obligations or some extra work that I need to take care of. But it will be definitely, like I said, either Saturday or Sunday that you wanna have that ready, and be prepared for Sunday evening opening. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't recommend it. Yeah, I don't recommend doing it during the week. So, and once you start doing it on the on the weekends, you will see why. Because, and another thing, guys, let's just do this on the weekly time frame. just for the sake of this point, I want to share. Once you have your, major zones highlighted, right, you don't really need to, put so much effort, for the weeks to come. Usually, what you may have heard, as it's called, trading in the zone, right? Trading in the zone is, you have your resistance, which is, high demand, point of the price action within current market, and you have supply zone, which is your weekly support. And then for the following week, you just watch this price action on the 4 hour, right? And then you see what's happening here, right? Where can I enter, for a sell, buy, where the retrace is going, where is it going to stop? So you are already prepared. You know that this market is going to trade in this zone, right? So the only way you would need to add fresh zone is if this, structure breaks above, right? And now we go to the fresh new, see, we have nothing here, right? Well, we don't have nothing here at the moment, but if you go back in the, history, you obviously see that there was a structure there before. So based of this previous price in the, history, you would be able to identify your new resistance on the weekly zone. But unless there is a breakout into the new fresh zone, all you do is just trade in the zone. Like right here, you see, it broke in, came to the resistance, came back down, retested, came up, and you just ride these waves. It really shouldn't be complicated or make it complicated more than it is, right? Sure thing, you're welcome. We have a question from Dave. Okay, good question. So we have a question from a Dave. On price action, what are the candlestick patterns to look out for before going on a buy and sell? And secondly, how do you recognize a trending trade? Trending trade, I believe you refer to structure going along the trade. So obviously, you will have to know your either bearish or bullish trend. So you have to know your trend before you're entering the trade. One thing you may have heard of as well is that trend is your friend, right? So you don't want a counter trend. So what the counter trend means? So here we are clearly in the bearish trend, right? So you are mainly going to look for the sells within this trend, right? You can look for the buys, but only if you really have experience trading it, and not just by thinking, oh, okay, this is gonna come back up or this. No, you would rather want to wait for these high peak points for you to have confidence and to be more safe for the sells, right? Rather than trying to catch the buys on the bearish trend. So pretty much buying on the bearish trend is counter trending, and same thing is selling on a bullish trend, which we had here, right? So you definitely want to go with the trend, especially if you are new to trading, because you're gonna have much higher winning percentage. So that was the answer to the first part of your question. For the second, you said what candlestick patterns. So I'm be very honest with you. Me specifically, like I said, put it to the 4 hour, make it more presentable. Me personally, I like to trade, these channels, like I said, but there's so many, candlestick patterns. One of the main ones is something like this. Let's highlight it. Actually, I'm gonna mark it with an arrow. Is this candle right here? So let's zoom in so everybody can see a little bit better. This big bearish candle, right? So what this is, when we have previous bullish candle and then we have following candle heavily bearish, it's called engulfing candle, right? Engulfing as referring to completely covering the previous candle and going lower in this case. So this is one of the strong candlestick patterns where you see reversal in the price action, which you were able actually to see here. Once this candle closed, we did get some retrace, And obviously you should use Fibonacci for that. So you go from here to here, and like I said, about 90% of the times on all GBP pairs, you can retrace between 50 and 61.8, and that exactly happened. And you continue to take it down because it's so sorry about that. So obviously, just by having this retrace, that confirms that this now, is going to continue in a bearish direction, which actually end up happening. But you would have to, become familiar with Fibonacci, because definitely helps you. It's amazing, amazing tool. Makes it so much easier for those who are new. Please, take some time, go on a K2 YouTube channel. There are, recordings that, I have done where I go more into detail about Fibonacci's as well and how I use them for confirmation. But this is, example right here in front of you. You will measure the retrace of this move, and, that will give you, safe go green light, to continue selling this. Because unless this retrace goes above 78.6, this is going to continue down. Why 78.6? Because 78.6 is the last level of Fibonacci retrace before actually you experience a reversal in the trend. So since we didn't get anywhere close, you know that this is going to continue. In some instances where you get the retrace only about 23.6 and 38.2, that is heavy, heavy trend, right? That means this is going to keep dropping like crazy, because the selling pressure is so big that the buyers cannot even push this to like 50 or 61.8 retrace. So you definitely don't want to be buying on a 38.2 and 23.6 retrace. Absolutely not. Do not do that, because you're just gonna give away your money to the sellers, right? In this case. Uh, so hopefully that answers your question, Dave. Besides engulfing candles, you can look for, let's see if we can find. Okay, so here we go. Let's highlight this right here. So this right here is this three candle pattern is considered morning star. If it was on the opposite side, I will try to find an example. It will be called evening star. So morning star usually refers to a reversal into the bullish pattern, right? Even though it did not happen here, but this, in the most instances, you have a bearish, then a bullish doji. It could be even a bearish doji, but then you have a big engulfing bullish candle, which will, complete this three candles, and that pattern is called, morning star, as referring to rise, right? It didn't happen in this case, and for that reason, I'm not too crazy about looking for candlestick patterns on GBP pairs. Rather, the impulse move, measure of it, continuation or breakout of the channels, and retests of the channels and the key support levels, right? Okay, let's see if you can find. You can find. All right, so here we go. This, wait, did I just? No, I did not lose it. Here we go. This is what I was trying to refer as an evening star, right? Candlestick pattern. You have a bullish formation, then we have a doji, and then we have a bearish heavily. However, this was not an engulfing bearish candle, but still heavily bearish pressure. And what you look for here is this, entire formation of the three candles, which makes this evening star. And obviously, evening, you're going to sleep laying down. It's referred to the fall. I didn't name this. This is, from Japanese candlestick formation. They are the creators of these candles, and that is how they name them. To try to make some common sense with it. But this actually did work out, as you see. The price did continue to drop after this. It is one of the very powerful, candlestick formations. So you can look into that. So if you are the person, who has been trading, off of certain candlestick patterns, or maybe you just getting started and this makes sense to you, and you would like to trade just candlestick patterns, I would suggest you trying to read the book called Candlestick Bible. uh, you have detailed explanation in it, what to look for, what to trade, when to trade it, when the pattern is verified, when to not get faked out on it. So but me personally, I don't even concern too much about it. I just look for, we had a bullish, this was obviously um, what is called the morning star, but yeah, yet it didn't continue rising, right? Because what we have here, I know I have my zone right. We have wick, 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 and this is another candlestick formation when you have 3 4 candles in a row leaving huge wicks to certain area, which means they are rejecting this, right? They are rejecting. So this is called vectoring, right? If you have vectoring to the upside, meaning this price is really not going to go higher, right? So you have a confirmation of vectoring plus retest of the weekly resistance, and this is going to go down, right? And that is why we were able to benefit on stuff like this, because I'm very familiar with it, and when I see it, I'm really happy, and it really is just makes trade really easy, right? So hopefully that helps a little bit, Dave. Again, I have had one session where I went a little bit more into candlestick patterns because somebody else had question about it. So please take some time to go over that. It's as well in K2 YouTube channel. We have question from Mr. Ugochukwu. How do you draw your fib level? It's different from what I do see around. What do you mean it's different from what you see around? Is somebody else showing you differently, or but until you get a chance to answer that?
I mean, how do you locate the point where you place your zero level before taking it up and down?
Okay, good question. So let's find a good example. So when do you draw Fibonacci, right? When do you use it? Okay, so you use it after the impulse moves, right? And let's look at this structure right here. Let's try to box this out so we all can refer to the same area, right? And let's try to that. Okay. All right, let's do that. I like. Okay, so we have obviously this boxed up area right here. So when do you use Fibonacci? Question number one. You use Fibonacci after the impulse move has completed, right? When is this impulse move completed, right? So we have start of the bearish move, bearish move, bearish move, bearish move. You can say that it was completed here, right? So this would be the first. So you draw from the swing low, swing high to swing low, right? So this is where this ended, right, at this point, because that is where this bearish impulse has stopped, right? And now we're getting the retrace. Look at 38.2. So what did we mention earlier about the 38.2 retrace? Heavy bearish momentum, and what happens? Immediately keeps dropping out. So for those who really want to become familiar with Fibonacci, I'm telling you guys, if you master this one thing, you can just use Fibonacci to be very successful in trading. You don't even need support, resistance, channels, candlestick patterns, nothing. You can just be really well off just trading off of Fibonacci tool, but you have to learn how to use it properly. Why? Because we get the 38.2 retrace. What happens in almost 95% of the time, we get this TP at negative 27. or some people will mark it, 1.27. However, this is same as a fib extension, right? So this level has been reached, right, from 38 to 27, and then we get the pullback. So I don't necessarily always go off of the Fibonacci extensions. I look for the retrace, and that grants me with another entry. If I'm holding this sell, this is where I would add another position, because this pullback has been verified, and I know it's going to continue to go down. So that was the first impulse move, right? Let's look for another one. So now we have this move right here. And it ended right there. Okay, so this is good example of when we will get, some idea that we need to close our cells, right? Why? Because this retrace has not stopped, right? You see it passed to 61.8. As soon as it passed 78.6, you need to be closing your cells, right? Because that indicates that it's gonna keep going higher. And what happened, it even exceeded, our entry point. So you would still, you already have sell from here. So you're gonna, have that profit, and you already in profit from this entry right here. And you wanna take this additional, 11, 12 pips and prevent this, second entry going into the loss, which is very important. And you will know that by this momentum pushing higher. It pushed all the way up here, to, almost 1.414 extension. So it was a strong bullish move. So that is what you will look for. Does that make sense, or you want me to find more examples?
Cool. I'm okay with that. Thank you.
Okay, no problem, brother. You're welcome. If we need to go over it again, we'll do it. Let me see if you have any other questions. You're welcome, Dave. I don't see any questions. Guys, please feel free. Dwayne, how do you identify momentum in the market? Good question. It's right here. See, we have, okay, so we had, bearish movement here. It stopped because this is, without even looking, I know this is intraday support because, rejection here, eventually in the future continue to rejection the same area. If we, go further back, we can find more of an areas. But momentum is when you see the bearish move and then you think this is the retrace, and this gives you, confirmation to continue selling this. And on the very next candle, you don't see the bearish continuation, right? Rather, you see the bullish momentum coming in, right? So as soon as this candle closes, or even before, if you are able to identify that momentum, you want to close your cells and you want to get into the buy, because this just kept shooting even to the moon, right? So this is momentum. When you see, heavy bullish pressure, or let's find, heavy bearish pressure in this case right here. So, that is momentum. When you see, a lot of sellers and a lot of buyers coming in and actually pushing this price. Does that make sense, Dwayne? I don't know if you're muted.
That makes sense. What is this? Hey, what's up, NS?
Sean, I don't think we can hear him. Oh. I think something went wrong.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. I've been talking the whole time. I don't know how I got muted. I really apologize, guys. Sean, are you there? Wow. I just don't know how I got muted unless I don't know. Wow.
I think I got a request to unmute my mic and yours muted.
Yeah, me too.
That's really weird. I didn't press any of that. Like I'm literally trying to analyze this, and I've been talking the whole time. I'm sorry about that. That was really awkward. So
Talking to yourself, honest?
huh?
Were you talking to yourself this whole time?
Yeah, I was talking about you, Jay, and I didn't realize. Thank you, Dwayne. You know that you pointed out. I didn't realize I was muted. I don't know how. I mean, but anyway, yeah, it happens. But I was asking, was there a signal for you, Jay?
Yeah, there was a signal at let's see, at 1700. So that's about. Man, I'm not good with military time. That's what is that? 7 o'clock?
7 your time?
Hold up, let me see.
It's 5.
5. Oh, there you go. It was 5 o'clock my time.
So 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
I mean, this should be this. I see this coming down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I just left it. I took off my stop loss and I'm letting it run. Hopefully, I don't get margin called out.
Yeah, because this just. I mean, you see, respect the top of the channel. I see this definitely coming down. You know, triple top here as well. Let me just see something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. There's a weird spike up earlier. That long wick was pretty unusual.
Oh, you mean this?
Not that one. On the 30-minute, there was a big spike up. It was like around the Yeah, that one right
And
there.
this, yeah, not sure. That was probably beginning of Asian. That was 9 p.m. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it was like about like an hour in, so it was probably picking up.
Yeah, but you see what I mean, look at it. You know, it does look unusual, but when you look at this, you see what it did. It just pushed this structure to test the top of the channel, which also confluence into the intraday resistance. So when you add this as, you know, additional information, it's not so surprising, right?
Yeah, I know. I looked at it from like a bird's eye view, and it looked like it was hitting some resistance there. So I figured I'd just leave it, let it run.
I mean, you are in the cell.
Yeah, I'm in the sell right now.
What was the entry?
Let's see. The entry was about where the signal was. So it was at 106.072.
Okay, so you're down 13 pips.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
No, not too bad. I would hold that.
I have a question.
Sure. Who is that?
Dion, sorry.
Hey, yeah. Go.
Okay, so I would have entered the signal shown send, but right before that, I would have set up card JPY as well. So I had those two running on a cell. And as Sean mentioned, it hit the well, I left the stop loss because I put the phone down for a while and came back and I saw it hit stop loss. In terms of like recommendation, because I heard you say you remove your stop loss, I fear doing that. You know, unless I'm in front of the device to monitor it. What you would usually recommend, because usually the indicators are spot on. But I guess in this one case, we had it going opposite to what you expected it to run at. So what they would usually recommend in that case?
Okay, so this was the question for specifically K2, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, Sean, were you able to hear his full question? I think he's muted. Okay, so until he gets back, what I would tell you, Dion, is that when he tells you to remove stop loss, it's usually around the closure of the daily, which is around 5 p.m. I mean, it's actually the daily candle closes at 5 p.m. Eastern time, or if you're on the West Coast, it will be 2 p.m. your time, right? And due to that people don't understand, first hour of every new daily opening, which is between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern time, all world banks are closed, right? So there is no true liquidity provider, you know, and that is when you can get trapped, you know. Due to that reason, you see certain pairs like GBP NZD, GBP AUD go up to 30 pips in a spread, right? So let's say you would be, you know, in a profit 10 pips, and new daily open spread is 30 pips. It will show that you are actually down by 20 pips.
Correct.
But you are not, because the price is still, you know, in a profit for you, and you just have to wait for the spread to, you know, settle down. So when he suggests to remove stop loss, is due to that spread not taking you out of the trade.
Okay.
You know?
No, I usually remove that at my spread. My spread period is the 5 to 6, as I mentioned. So I would usually remove the stop loss and leave it there to run until 6 p.m. So
right.
I'm okay with that. But like in this situation here, where the USD JPY hit the stop loss through the indicator, all right? Hello?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Would I re-enter this, or should I just wait for another sell signal? What exactly should I do in this situation? Because I would have then stopped out.
I mean, what he did, he held it. Let's actually switch over to K2, so we can take a better look into it. Okay.
And from what I remember,
he actually just didn't have his stop loss. He didn't tell us to remove it in this case. But what ended up happening, I don't know if there was any news or not, but all USD, like a profit was affected by that spike. So when this shot up, gold actually shot down. So it was something with USD that made it strong in that one situation.
Oh,
And
but
he
it
just so
didn't have any
happened.
news. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no real news. It just so happened that Sean didn't have his stop loss because I also didn't have my stop loss at the time, and I just happened to just not put it.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah. So this was that sell signal, right, Dion?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So if you have already entered there, you would have been on the following candle in profit for about 6 pips, right?
Right.
So by using his K2 exit strategy, if you're applying that, you would have at that point already have your stop loss at break even, right? So since this have turned around, it will just take you out at the break even, and then you can look for another signal where you can get back into that sell. So I would suggest doing that in that case. But for reason he's holding is because, like Dave just mentioned as well, this was unexpected movement. There was no news, and it just pierced through the cloud. It definitely, awkward moment, especially for the Asian session, because there was no JPY news as well for this to, be justified. I mean, certain movement, right?
Right.
So, and like I said earlier, I personally also see this coming back down because all this did, to, let's say, find some justification for this bullish move, it just came to retest the intraday resistance and crossing of the, top of the channel, which we are in the descending channel. So this still is the bearish market, and we have two different confluences here that this should continue this downtrend.
Okay.
Hey guys, thanks Honest for explaining that. Yeah, that's completely correct. I didn't have time to put in my stop loss, so I just got lucky this time. So I'm still in the trade, but yeah, if you did put your stop loss, you would have gone stopped out right there where the because you'll go back like about to the swing high, which would have been right there at about like in the middle of the chart, like probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 candles to the left. That would have been the swing high, and you would have got stopped out if you had your stop loss.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, but good thing I still have mine. I'm just waiting for it now, waiting for it to come back down.
Yeah, but it happened so quick that by the time I put down my phone and picked it back up, I saw the 2 trades stop. So I was like, wow, I didn't even get time to remove anything.
Yeah, I think it moved way too quick. I think as soon as we entered the other candle, like within an hour after, it just dropped about like 20 pips, and it was an unusual movement. So, that's the reason why I didn't put my stop loss. I wasn't expecting it to shoot up like that.
Okay, so you wouldn't recommend re-entering unless a signal re-enters, or is it safe to re-enter?
I would re-enter on the next signal. It looks like on this candle, if this candle closed strong bullish, there should be a signal there.
Okay.
It looks like momentum is swinging down. If you can see on the previous green candles, it looks like the wicks right there are demonstrating that it's losing bullish strength. So it looks like if this closes strong bullish, either this candle or the next candle should have a sell signal for the K2 signal.
Okay. Yeah, I see the pattern, so I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, unless you want to take the risk, I mean, you can enter now. Like I see it coming down. Honest sees it coming down. So if we both see it coming down, I think it's more likely than not going to come down, possibly by the Euro session.
Okay. Because right now in my location it's 12:30. So if I am to enter a trade, I would basically put this for overnight, which is my fear because I don't know if it would swing back.
Yeah, no, same here. I'm going to be doing the same thing. The Asia market will be closing in 30 minutes, so we'll have a better picture of what's going to happen by then because we'll see what will be moving. It looks like it's coming down though.
Yeah, I'm seeing it coming on heavily now.
Yeah, that was a weird movement. I was trying to find if there was news, but I didn't see anything. I think it was
Nah,
just
there wasn't any.
yeah, it was just a random shot up and then shot back down.
Okay. Alright, I'll monitor it then.
Oh, there we go. It's coming down. Looks like the signal's about to
Of
shoot.
course, man. That's why I tell just relax and trust the process.
All right. Oh, there we go. See? Next candle. There goes the signal.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry. This is gonna come down.
Yeah. It's gonna push up a little bit because it looks like whoever is in a buy is trying to keep pushing it, but it isn't. It looks like it's lost its steam. It's about to come down.
Okay, good. Sean, since you're here, because I've been wanting to ask you this for a while. Multiple times, I would think I've tried to use your indicator with bigger trades, right? So far, I think most times I would still end up pulling out early just to keep it safe because it usually swings the other way eventually, and I don't want to lose my profit. But I think in the earlies before I joined, or when I now joined, you mentioned that you were going to give a bit of a rundown on giving signals on 20 pips and bigger pips like 50, 60, and those kind of stuff. Is there anything different? Any charts you use different?
Wait, is that Dion?
Yeah.
Hey, Dion, yeah. So you said if I'm doing anything different now from what I was doing previously?
Yeah. Well, basically, I know you most of your trades will be 20, 25 pips to 2 most times.
Oh yeah,
But,
you notice that the results now are right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the difference that I do now is I use the swing high and swing low in a more mechanical way. Instead of going from this is on the chart. So instead of going from the pivots where it has the number where it's like a previous swing,
Right.
now what I do is I think that's would have to. Okay, so yeah, but now when I determine where the swing is, I go back 10 candles. So say if we entered, it's hard for me to show without being on the screen. When Oness gets back, I'll get on the screen so I can show you guys.
Okay. Good. Because I've seen a lot of difficulty in getting the trades to go the way I would predict it to go. With I guess with an hour chart or 30 minutes chart and stuff.
Yeah, like what I notice now is if we give it more space and we just let it run, it's more likely than not to actually hit the target, and we wouldn't have to use the exit strategy, which is it's a lot easier for a lot of us because I know a lot of us can't be on the screen like 24 hours a day.
Correct.
Yeah, and what I'm doing now is I'm trying to automate my strategy, which is why I need to have it set mechanically because I mean obviously the expert advisor won't be able to determine where the swing high and swing low is from those pivot highs and pivot lows. So that's why I'm doing it from 10 candles away now, because that kind of gives a better understanding of where the swing is.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's about like 5 hours away. So it gives a better understanding. Because usually that's where you want to get out. You want to get out within 5 hours. You want to hold on for too long because like a lot of things can happen like 5 hours from there.
And that's the thing. Plus, I mean, if it with most times close to the spread period, a lot of things could happen in that period as well too. And I'm not around, as I say, screen 24 hours, so it's pretty tough sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because now I have a back test, so the back test will. That's what I've been posting for the results. I created a back test software now, so now I'm able to see like all of the Q2 signals for the day, and now it shows that if you just give it a little more space instead of going pretty close, like 10, 15 pips, if we move it, 25 pips, maybe 30 pips, times more, it actually hits, in the long run.
Okay. So, but it will go back into negative before it hits the whatever trend, whether it's downward trend or upward trend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like we would need to give it a little more cushion because I feel like we didn't give it enough cushion previously. We would
Right.
target out. We're being a little too cautious. But now
Yeah.
that the market is picking up again, now that summer is coming closer to ending, market's starting to trend again since the big players are back in the market, and that way we can we can let the trade run a little longer without it spiking around so much.
Okay. Okay. Because I've been wondering that I myself kind of get what is it with like I've become a little more scared to go with trades too long or make them too big, even though it may go how it is. I might want it to go, but just that whole fear factor.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, you should always. I think you should always at least, keep your risk from like 3 to 5%. So don't go too big because you want to over leverage.
Right.
Yeah, I still wouldn't want to hold a trade more than 5 hours. So I only go back about um about 10 pips. Rather, like I wouldn't go any farther than that because at that point it'll be in a different session, and like the market obviously moves different, and
Correct. Yeah.
other sessions.
Right.
Yeah, I think Honest left. Let me text him. I think Honest might have been stepped away for a second.
Okay.
All right, he's coming.
I'm back. You said you wanted to share screen, Sean?
Oh yeah, there you go, Honest. Yeah, I was just gonna show them. I was gonna run through some trades on the
Yes.
from our previous videos.
Go ahead. Just request. And then we're gonna look for some trade opportunities. There you go. It's gonna keep dropping. I'm gonna probably sell it too.
Are you not in it right now?
No, not anymore. I have a bunch of gold cells. This baby is gonna break through this.
Oh, here we go. All right, hey Dion, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So look, these were the our results from Thursday the 1st. So we'll go to the first one. We'll go to Australian dollar versus the Canadian dollar. Pull that up, and then we'll go back to. Let's start from this. I think our first trade was actually let's go with a different one because I don't have the timestamps on. Or actually, I could. I'm gonna go to the most recent one from yesterday because I don't have timestamps on that one, so I'm not sure. Yeah, so these were the results from yesterday. So we had odd Australian dollar versus Canadian dollar. Let's just start with Australian dollar versus the Japan yuan. So we have a win and a loss there, so actually both. All right, so this is yesterday on the 5th. Yeah, so Oh, this is we made a lot of money on this on the first. That's where we won all these sells.
Trend was heavy.
So this one was at 130. Fifth. Okay, so it was right here. Yeah. So for our first trade was actually it was 1 o'clock. Yeah, our first trade was at 1 a.m.
Right.
We entered. Yeah, let's put it on the chart. So 1 a.m. right here. Yeah, it was right here. So we would have entered on the open of this candle. So like our first requirement would be, the K2 signal. The next we would have to make sure that it lined up with the K2 trend meter. And then we would have entered right here. So like back to what we were talking about, like I'll put my stop loss 10 candles away. So starting from here, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the swing high would be right here, and that's where our stop loss would be. Right here.
So you're using that based on the cloud?
No, it's not based on the cloud. So now what I do is, so say you enter on this candle right here, we would go backwards 10 candles. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the highest point within that time frame, that's where we put our stop loss. So our stop loss would be right here.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Do you understand like how I figured out that location?
Yeah, I understand the 10 candles as they went back now. And also what you mentioned.
Yeah, definitely. And then so our entry would be the same distance with the opposite direction. So we're going for 33 pips, 33.2 pips. So I think this was a loss. So like this was pushing up. Yeah, and then it lost right there.
Right.
So that would have been a loss. So we'll go to the next one. So this would be our next signal right here. So once we got that signal, we would put it right here. This would be the entry on the open of the following candle.
Right.
And then we would put the stop loss about where the previous swing high was. So if you go back, obviously, if you go back 10 candles, the swing high would be right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is where we put it. It's about 23.2. And then we do the same thing for target. So it'd be 232, 23.2 pips. And then we let it run. And there we go. There we go. And it'd be a clear winner. So like now I haven't been putting targets. Like now that market's been good, I just put a stop loss, and then as it moves down, I just trail it. So on this trade, if you're using the strategy like strictly how we have the settings, you would have won right here. But if you were just trailing it like how I've been doing lately, you would just keep moving your stop loss down, then you could have rolled it all the way down here.
Right.
And that's why like my profits have been a lot higher than what they've usually been. Like normally they'd be like on the big account it'd be like around 1,000, but then sometimes it'd go up to like 2,000 because I would just let it follow,
Right.
Yeah, so this basically would have been like double the profit, because right here is about 23 pips. So if we kept following it down, we would have gained an extra 20 pips basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can go to the next one. I keep showing you guys examples so you guys can understand more. I'm gonna make a new video because I know I've made a lot of changes since the original. Have you looked at the most recent video that I posted with the KT trend meter?
I didn't look at it as yet, but I saw when you posted the video.
Yeah. So if you look on the Teachable, I posted a couple new videos, and I posted webinars on there as well. So if you guys want to like look on those, and there's a lot of new stuff that's gonna be posted pretty soon, because I'm gonna start recording new videos every week.
Okay.
Now that I have a little more free time. So yeah, we can go to the next trade. Let's go to whatever has 2 trades here. We go to the US dollar versus the Swiss franc. And this is for the 5th. So I'll just clear this up. And then we could replay it from the 5th right here. Yeah, so if we're using the K2 strategy, the first thing we'd look for is we'd look for a sell signal because the market's trending down right now.
All right.
And there we go. We had a sell signal here, and then it also matches with the K2 trend meter. So when the market's trending down like this, sells. and then we'd enter on this trade right here. And then this is the same situation I was talking about earlier, but that's why I say to only go 10 candles to the left, because if you went more, like this would be way too high, you know?
Yeah, it'll be a big risk.
Yeah, so if we were following the original strategy, we would put it all the way up here, but this is like over 100 pips. You know, it's not very likely that it's going to hit 100 pips like within a day or so.
Right.
So that's why we'll go 10 pips away. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the high point would be right here. It'd be about 20.6 pips.
Okay.
There we go. And then, yeah, on the next candle, we were almost won on that already. But it just missed by a little bit. So we keep going. Keeps going down. And we won, like within an hour. Like about an hour and a half.
Which is good.
Yeah, and then that would have been a quick win. You know, you make 20 pips on there. And then if you're trading like a standard lot, you would have made like $200 on that. Or no, more, right? I don't know what the conversion is for the US dollar Swiss franc, but I know it's more. It's like $1. Let's see. So we'll look for the next one. Okay, so this would be the next entry right here.
All right.
And we would do the same thing again.
Yeah.
With enter on the open. I know sometimes it's kind of hard to get it right at the open. So like what I do sometimes is I'll just wait for it. Like if I get the signal, I'll wait for it to count down, and then once it gets close to the countdown, I'll just enter a market order. So I'll enter like right away.
Okay.
Yeah, because like sometimes you'll miss the movement. Like right here, you would miss the entry because it's already down there. It probably shot down like really quick.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll go backwards about 10 candles. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the high point would be right here, about 15 pips, and then 15 pips for the target. And if we let it run, it would have hit like immediately after.
Okay.
Which you probably would have been able to get in because it looks like it pulled back a little bit right here. So even if you put up a limit order here, yeah, if it swung up,
You would have got.
swing back down. Yeah, you would make 15 pips like within 30 minutes. So if you're trading like a standard lot, you would have made $150 here, and you made like $206 here. So you would have made 300, like a little over $300 in about how long was that? In like 7 hours, which is not that bad. Because if you had like multiple trades going, you would have made a pretty good amount.
All right. Which is good.
Yeah.
Something
else, like, but I mean, yeah. So you just like on like for Monday were really good. Like, if you made, like say if you're trading one side a lot, all of these trades, and you made 249 pips, you would have made $2,497 in like one day of trading. And you know
That's standard lot.
and that's more than what people make in like a whole month.
True.
But yeah, like the results have been like really good this whole month. Like, I can pull up the results for yeah. So these are the results on August 1st on Thursday. It's like 504 pips. So if you took all these trades and you were trading one standard lot, you would have made like $5,000 and $5,045 in like one day of trading. Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, or I mean, even if you're just trading even like not one standard lot, but like one mini lot, you'd still make like $500 in like a day. And that's why I'm trying to automate my strategy, because like I don't, I'm not awake all day, or I'm not available 24 hours. So once I automate it, I'll be able to take every single trade and I don't have to worry about it. Just let it like run all day every day.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was the results for, and then these were the results for the second. So literally, if you let the strategy run, or if you were able to catch every trade for the past 3 days, you would have made a ton of money.
I see. Well, yeah, I would have missed those days.
Like 504 pips plus and then 249 pips. I mean, you do that, and then if you multiply it by a mini, like not even a standard lot, like a mini lot, that you'd make $9,000 $9,780 with 3 days of trading.
Huh?
A lot of money. Or if you're doing standard lot, like how I trade, because I trade a standard lot. Like the minimum I can only trade a standard lot. I can't go anything smaller than that for my trading account.
Right.
So like, yeah, if I was trading that, you know, each pip is $10 because I'm trading a standard lot, and shit, I delete that. So 349. So yeah, if you did that times 10, you know, I would have made. Wait, that doesn't look right. No. 249. Actually, there we go. So yeah, like if I took all these trades, like if I was able to automate it, I would have made, you know, $9,780 in 3 days. You know,
That's pretty much.
and I'd be fucking happy with that.
I love that.
Yeah, and this is on a Friday too. Like, you know, usually Friday. Well, I mean, it's a lot smaller than it was on Thursday, but you know, you're still winning like a ton of trades. And if this is all automated and you don't have to like do anything, so
Yeah.
like, we might get into account management once I have my trading strategy automated, and then I mean that'll be good for all of us because, you know, we all make money, and you don't really have to do anything.
Yeah, that's actually good.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, now I'm posting results for every day so that you guys can see that, you know, the strategy actually works. So people always ask me like, you know, does your strategy work all the time? And I'm like, it does, but nobody believes it because, you know, there's not many strategies that work like mine because, you know, mine's like something that you like. I don't know if you've seen anything like it before.
Yeah, true. Well, I actually learned to trade properly through your strategy, to be honest. So
Yeah,
I would say it works.
yeah, and then like during the summer, it's really choppy. Like you can see during the summer here, like during July, the price is all over the place. But like now that we're getting closer to the end of summer, like price is getting a lot smoother. Bigger players are coming back in the market. Like you can see here, like markets all over the place in July.
Yeah.
And then you go back to like farther back to June, like early June. Like, that's what a lot of people understand too. That like they're seasons for it, you know? Yeah, do you guys have any other questions, or do you want me to just keep going over like, you know, our past trades? I don't know if you guys want to look over your.
I have a question, Sean.
What was that? You have a question?
Yeah, how do you filter false signals? Because from the dashboard, I can see there are some buys when the market is selling, and the next candle shows you the sell. How do you handle that?
Sorry, the connection
Okay,
is.
in here you can see a buy.
Oh, can you say that again? Sorry, my connection is breaking up, so I could hear every other word that you're saying.
Okay, I said, how do you handle false signals? Because in this trend, it's a downward trend, but you have a buy in a downward trend, and the buy was very small.
Oh, for this?
Yes, that's a buy.
Oh yeah, so the way that we trade the strategy is so on the bottom right here, this is the trend meter. So if this is red, this shows that the overall trend is bearish. So like in this situation, we would only take sell signals. So we wouldn't take the green ones. We would only take the red ones.
Okay.
And then on the bottom here, if it's blue, this is neutral. This means that so our original strategy, we use 4 charts like this. So we would have to make sure that the trend is the same on all 4 charts. But what I did now is I created this indicator down here. I developed this indicator. So now we can do all of this all on 1 chart. So we can. So if this is red here, this means that price is trending down on 4 different time frames. And like what you can do is you can change it. So if you want to, what the time frame is on a 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour, this is like intraday. But if you want to do like scalping, you can go from like 1 minute to 3 minute, 5 minute, or 30 minutes, something like that. Or if you want to do swing trading, you can change. Well, yeah, you can see down here like it changes very often because this is for scalping. Like we'd have to be on a smaller time frame. But if you wanted to do swing trading, you can make it even longer. You can put it from 1 hour to 2 hour, 4 hour, and daily. And then if you want to take this, like, you know, I have other strategies where we can apply this, where like if this turned red right here, we would just put a sell signal, like put a sell position, and then we would just basically let it run, and then we would ride the whole wave down. But that just doesn't fit my trading style.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, let's go back to your question. So you're saying like false signals. I'll show you an actual false signal. I know we get a pretty good amount of them sometimes. Like not very often, but sometimes. So right here, so this would be a false signal here because we get a green bar, but the bottom here is green. So this is showing that the market is trending up. But if we enter this, actually no, this is a bad example because we would have won this trade. Let me find. Yeah, actually, so this would be a false signal right here. Like this just happens. It happens. Like there's no way of avoiding it. So like the way that I would just treat this is that. Actually, let me see how far. So enter here 1, 2. 3. Yeah. So our loss here wouldn't be that big. This is why I try to like when I detect where the previous swing low is, I only go 10 candles because if you went farther than 10 candles, let me just type it up right here. You would have entered on the next candle. And if you would have used this swing low right here, you would have lost 40 pips. But since we're only going back 10 candles, going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the lowest points right here, you would only lose, about 15.7 pips.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I handle false signals. Like, the way I handle it is that I try to minimize my losses. And that's why we try to emphasize risk management like as much as possible. I know like for a lot of new traders, like they don't really understand risk management. Like you guys want to go heavy and like, risk everything on one trade. But like what we try to emphasize every time is that you should only be risking like 3 to 5%. So if you lost this trade, it would have been okay because you would have won this trade right here, which was you would have won 40 pips on this trade. So this 15 pips is nothing to you. That's just like throwaway money because you would have made like 3 times the money back here, and then you would have taken this trade as well right here because this would have fit the requirements, and you would have made another 36 pips on this as well. So you would have been up about 70, 80 pips, and you would have lost 15 pips up here. So like the thing is like you'll get false signals every once in a while, but you just can't think about it. Like you have to accept that you're gonna lose every once in a while. You can't like win 100% of the time. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. That's why that's why risk management is like super important because you can make this trade, but you'll make it back like later. Like if you took all these sell signals right here, would have made this was about like this is 40 pips, this was 40 pips, this was 30 pips, and then this was another winner right here too, 15. So you would have made like about like over 100 pips if you just traded the US dollar versus the Swiss franc like for like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, for about 4 days. And then yeah, if you're trading standard lot, you would have made $1,000 off that trade.
Oh.
Do you guys have any other questions about the strategy? Because I'm probably like the best person to talk to about the strategy. I know Honest understands how to do the strategy, but I know like the shortcuts and the little different like things that you guys might be confused with.
I'm trying to think of if I have any more questions.
Let's see. And also, this is my. I think I showed most of this. Like, if you guys subscribe to me, I showed you guys my winners. So these are my like high probability trades. Like I have a back test for this, so I can show you guys exactly like what works and what doesn't. So if we run the back test, I could show you guys the exact numbers. And let it load. The only problem with the back test is that it's not able to disregard news. So this is including trades that are taken during news as well.
Okay.
Yeah. See if it loads. There we go. Yeah, so if you guys took like every trade, this goes about, this takes into account 249 trades for the Australian dollar versus Japan yen. If you took buy positions, you would have won 50.5% of the time. And if you took sell positions, you would have won 57.43% of the time. So like if you had an automated trading, like what I'm trying to do, and you just let it run like for like, you know, forever basically, you would have been in profit regardless.
Okay.
Yeah, and these are all my high probability trades. Like this, if you're trading the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, you would have won 57.52% of the time, or 57.43% of the time. So like these are the ones that I take because they're all above 50%. Because you know, as long as you win more than, as long as you have like a small edge in the market, then you know, you're good to go. Because if you just keep trading that same strategy, the strategy that I have, then you guys will end up profitable regardless of, like at the end of the year. So this covers like about 100 trades. And you know, there's so many different pairs to follow. Like, you don't have to like limit yourself to like one pair. I'm trying to find it. Which pair is really high? There's a couple pairs that have like super high win rates. Yeah, like the Euro USD. If you take just sell positions, you would have been up 60%. And that's like a pretty good edge because like if you look at any other strategies, like none of them are above 50%. Yeah, do you guys have any other questions about the strategy?
I think you may have covered most things that I would have queries on. And I believe you said you have everything on YouTube, right? So I would say I'd probably look into YouTube.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. So most of the videos are on YouTube, but all the updated videos are only on the Teachable because there's like really no point to put on YouTube because if you don't have access to creators, then I mean you're just watching the videos on like, you know, how it works.
All right.
But yeah, I'm in the process of automating it right now because there's so many trades that I'm missing every day because I'm not able to be awake during the London session, which is the best session to trade in my opinion.
What's your favorite pair to trade in?
What was that?
Your favorite pair to trade in? What
It'd probably be the Euro USD.
Euro USD?
Yeah, I like the Euro USD because it's very volatile, and then and that's exactly what we need. Because my strategy, what it does is it detects momentum. So like when there's a momentum swing downwards, that's when you get, you know, an opposite signal, and that just indicates that, you know, that there's like a swing, like a swing the opposite direction. But if you're following this, you would have just rebought the upwards, and then you could have rode it all the way up.
All right.
Yeah.
But like in this case here, it's above the cloud, but it's not above the cloud probably on like the 4 hours or something like that. So you wouldn't take that at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wouldn't. Well, I mean, you could take it if like you're feeling, you know, risky, because you're trading on the 30-minute. So you could have just followed. You know, if you didn't want to follow the trend meter, like if you don't want to look at this down here.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to look at that down there, you could have just taken trades that are on the 30-minute. But the thing is, I like to take high probability trades. So I don't like to take like very many risks because I'm taking such large lot sizes where, you know, if I lose, I'm going to lose a lot of money. So I want to make sure that I win more than I lose for the most part. But if you're feeling risky, I mean, you could have taken every buy position here. Like you took this, you would have won. With this here, you would have won. Taking this right here, you would have won. You would have skipped these because it's such a bad.
Yeah.
And then. Yeah, you could have done the same thing this way too. Like you could have taken the sell here and you would have won. If you took this sell, you would have won. Take this sell, you would have won again. You know, these are like back-to-back wins. And that's if you're feeling risky, because if not, like, yeah, I would have skipped these up here. Like this would have been a winner, but I would have skipped it. I would have taken this one because it matched up. I would have taken this one because it matched up. You know, so I would have gone 4 trades. I would have missed out on 1 trade. But that will just always depend on your risk tolerance.
Right.
Like all these right here. See, these would have been winners as well, but I wouldn't have taken them because it doesn't match with the trend.
Right.
Like if you're feeling risky, you would have won here, would have won here, would have won here. Probably would have won here too. Yeah, you would have won right there too. Yeah, so it just really depends on your risk tolerance. Like this strategy can be used for a lot of things. Like one thing that Honest uses for is he'll use channels, and that's what I do as well. But I don't do it as often because it's not as accurate as just following, you know, overall trend. And let me see if I can find something here. Yeah, so like right here, if you had a channel here, you would have went from the swing low, and then you would have floated up here, and then actually this is a bad channel. Should have been right here, and then right here, and then you see how it broke below the channel right here,
Right.
and then like even if you didn't have the trend meter down here, if it broke below the channel, it's below the cloud. You know, you're anticipating that market is trending downwards, and then once you get so this would have been one confirmation once it closed below the channel. And then another confirmation would be that it's below the cloud. And then a third confirmation would be that you got a K2 signal right here. So if you got this, you would have entered right here, and then you would have rolled this all the way down.
Okay.
And then you could have won, you would all the way down here, you would have won about 16.7 pips. And there's a lot of ways to apply the strategy. Like my way is not the only way. And you can always apply it to your own strategy. Like I know Elias uses it for something else. He uses pivots. Like what he would do is he would use yeah, like I know Elias uses this. This is traditional. Time daily. But the problem with this is you can only use it real time. Like you wouldn't be able to see it from back there. I can't go on.
Oh, okay. All right.
Like what he would do is so say if you got a, let me see if I can pull an example here. Yeah, the problem with the pivots is like you have to be real time. So if like how this closed above here and it was above the pivot line right here.
All right.
Like Elias would take this trade because because the K2 signals that there's momentum swinging up, and then since it closed above this pivot right here, like this demonstrates that it's it's continuing upwards. So he would enter a buy signal right here, and that's how he uses my strategy. Like he uses it a little differently. He doesn't use the trend meter. He just uses pivots and the signal.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that would have been that would have been a good win. A really good win, actually. Yeah, and yeah, shit, he would have made a ton of pips. So if he entered right here, went all the way up, he would have made 110 pips or 111 pips.
Oh.
And that's all just one trade. And you could do the same thing here too, because you got another signal here, so you wrote it up again. But yeah, there's a ton of ways to apply this strategy. There's not just one way. I just show you guys the way that I do it because I know it works, and I've been using the strategy for years now, and it's it's never failed me.
Right.
Yeah. You guys have any other questions? Let's see if there's. Oh, hold on. Oh, am I supposed to change the settings and trading? Hey, Holden, which settings are you talking about? Are you talking about the K2 settings or just normal settings? Oh yeah. So depending on like your trading style, like if you want to there we go. Yeah, so if you want to trade if you want to trade intraday, you would keep it so you trade on the 30-minute, like how I showed on the video, and then you would set your time frame to 30, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 4 hour. But if you wanted to trade like let's say scalping, so you go to 5 minutes, I would just change the trend meter to I change it to like 5, 15, 30, just like so the trend isn't too far out. Because you know if you're scalping, you need to know what the trend is, you know, short-term trend. So I would put it like 5 minute, 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, and then you can apply the strategy the same exact way that you do it for the intraday trading. So say if you wanted to scalp this, you would have entered right here. You would do the same exact thing just on a shorter time frame. So you would have entered on this one right here. You would have put your stop would have been about 16.8. And then you would have won right there. So you would have won 16.8 pips in about how long? In about an hour. You'd have made, and if you're trading standard lot, you would have made $168 in an hour. You know, who makes that much in an hour? Not many people. And you can do this shit all day. Like if you're bored at home and you just want to make money all day, like you just scalp. Like this is the way I like to trade. I like to scalp, but I have a normal job right now, so I'm not able to do it all day anymore. But hopefully soon. Let's see. I'll show you guys another example. Yeah, but the thing when you scalp is you have to monitor it, because you know, like if you scalp before, you'll know that like, you know, price reverses all the time. So like this would have been a good entry right here, but I would have followed it. So if I entered right here, this would have been about 11 pips, and 11 pips the other way. So in this situation, I would have trailed the stop. So if we moved into the profit, I would use my exit strategy. So if we're doing, let's see, 11 pips. So the way that I calculate my my exit strategy is I'll do 11 pips, and I'll divide that by 2, and that's 5.5. So I'd put that right there like that, and I would put the trend line right here. I would usually put an alert here, so I'm alerted when it gets to that point. And then 5.5 divided by 2. So 5.5 would be 50%, and then 25% would be 0.27. Should be right there. So even though like if you let it run, you would have lost. But if you're using my exit strategy, once it got to this point right here, which it did, you can see it touched right here, you would have moved your stop loss to break even. So even if it reversed on this channel right here, you wouldn't have lost any money unless you're paying commission. You would have paid the commission, but you know, I'd rather pay like $35 commission than, you know, take a full loss. How can I use K2 here? Oh shit, I'll see what it is. Yeah, Holden. So if you want to use K2, you just go to our website, which is k2trades.com. And then, yeah, so this is our website. That's what it looks like if you guys haven't seen it yet. This would be our pricing. So like if you want it for 7 days, if you just want to test it out, it'd be $40. If you want it for a month, it'd be $150 a month. But if you did it for a whole year, you'd get a little cheaper. So you'd save a couple $100. So if you just want to try it out, you can do the 7-day trial. And then, I mean, literally you make your money back in one trade. So, I mean, it looks like a lot of money now, but, you know, once you start winning, you're going to make your money back, you know, with one trade. If you're trading a standard lot, or even if you're trading a mini lot. If you're trading a mini lot, you probably make the money back in like, you know, 2 or 3 trades. And then you could just trade the rest of the month, and, you know, everything after that's profit. And then this would be our course over here. Let me sell this. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not authorized because I mean you have to subscribe. Because once you subscribe, then I'll give you access. And I mean, yeah, you make the money back. Like a lot of people think this is expensive, but I mean, it's not once you start winning. Because you know, how many people out there have a profitable strategy? Like I could show you guys every single trade that I've taken, and like you know, majority of them are wins. Like you can see from the previous results. Like yeah, like this. Like you'd still come out and profit. Like yeah, sure you lose a couple trades, but I mean that's all part of the game. But yeah, pretty much yeah, it's pretty much free. Like if you use the strategy properly and you follow all the rules I will tell you, I mean there's like no way you can lose unless you do something wrong. I mean yeah, you'll have losing days here and there, but majority of the time it's gonna be a win. So this is what our course looks like. So yeah, if you sign up, this is the teachable course. There are testimonials here. Assignments for Kundo. You guys are for Kundo from the chat. Everybody else over here. David, Honest, Braxton, Dion. There you are.
All right.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah. And then we have like the testimonials in there. Pretty much everybody. This is when we first launched it. You know, everyone was using it. When we first launched it, I gave it for free to everyone. But you know, it's been long since then. And yeah, this is what our course curriculum looks like. You know, I have a ton of videos here, and I'm always available if you guys need to talk. Like I'll answer any of your questions. But let's see if I'll log in real quick. I could show you guys what it looks like. So you guys could get a little sneak preview. So, all right, so if you log into our course, this is what it looks like. We'll have like the getting started here. I'll have the links for the global Slack community. This is just for premium members, and then the Telegram groups that you guys are already in. So we have the K2 alerts group, and then the K2 chat group. And then right here, I show you guys how to get TradingView like upgrade for free, basically. Maybe like a free 30 days. You can do that a couple times, but I don't recommend doing it for too long. You know, legal disclaimer, like how to get access. This basically tells you, you know, how could you get access. Like once you are in the system, then I'll have the directions here, and then once you follow these directions, then you'll have access to the indicators. And then I have videos here just basically showing you, you know, what you need to start. So like you'll be good from like A to Z. I'll show you guys how to set it up for TradingView. You know, I have my whole strategy here, intraday trading, if that's what you like to do. This is like what I trade because I only trade a few trades a day. Trying to do swing trading, so if you want to hold on for trades for a couple of days, I'll have a video here for that. Scalping is probably the best way to make the most money. You know, you could scalp like 5-10 pips here and there, do like 20 times a day, make like 200 pips, like easy. And then I show you guys how to make alerts. So I have alerts for all my trades. So like if you see here, these are all my alerts right here. So whenever we get a valid signal for K2, for basically all of my winning pairs, I'll get an alert. So I don't have to be my screen all day. Like I could be at work all day, and then when I get an alert, I'll just pull up my alerts, I'll click on it. It'll pull up the chart. And then if all the requirements are met, then I can take it. So like this, like if I was at work over here, yeah, so if I was at work and then I got this signal right here, I'd be like, okay, it all meets. Like we have a signal, we have a trend meter, and a trade right here. Yeah, it'd be about 20.5 pips. I put in my trade and I'll go back to work and then just let it run. And then I would have made my money from working my job, plus I would have made $205 here as well. You know?
Yeah.
And you can just do this shit all day. Like I get my Euro USD signal right here. I would have got the signal, it would have lined up, you know, it would have been green, would have been green down here. Would have clicked that. Put the stop loss right here, 25 pips, 25.2. And then I just go back to work, and then I just look at my phone like in like 2 hours, and I would have made $250. So I would have made my work salary, and then I would have made $250. I made work salary plus an extra $550 to go fuck around, you know?
Yeah.
What do I want to use that for? I want to get a nice dinner, you know, pay for my car payment, do whatever I want to do. And this is why I still work. Like people ask me, why do I still work? It's because I can, you know, like I could work and I could trade. Like why wouldn't you want to have two sources of income? You know, you have a yearly salary plus you have play money. This is play money for me. Like I could buy whatever I want with this money. If I want to go get like Apple iPods, I'll get Apple iPod. Right? Or like, you know, go buy me a new MacBook, go get whatever I want. That's my day job. I'm a lawyer.
Qualified lawyer? Cool. Lawyer?
Yeah, I'm an attorney.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I make pretty decent money doing that, and then this is like my play money. So if I want to go on vacation, you know, I'll put in a couple of things, and then I'll go. Yeah, because the problem with me is before I used to overtrade a lot. You know, like I told you, I used to scalp, and the problem is when you scalp, you get addicted to making money. So like, you know, you put like too many trades in, you end up losing more than you. You just want to enter every single trade.
Yep,
And
that's me.
exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, so this works perfectly for me because I have like my attorney salary and that pays, you know, for the bills or whatever needs to pay for. And then my trading money is used for fun basically. If I want to go on vacation, you know, I don't have to worry about money. You know, if I want to get a new car, I want to buy a new house, I want to get into other businesses, I just have extra money. It's an extra source of income.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then now I have K2. Like, honestly, like once K2 gets, you know, big enough and it takes up too much of my time, then, you know, at that point, then I'll quit my job and then I'll just trade all day and then run K2. But I mean, then, you know, right now I have 3 sources of income. I have K2, I have trading, I have my job, and then, you know, I'm now that I have money, I'm like getting into the like other businesses. So
Okay.
yeah, pretty much.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
David.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, that's my plan, David. Next year, buy a house out here.
Bro,
Yeah.
buy me one too.
Yeah, that's my goal. I'm looking at houses right now, but it looks like prices are still coming down in California. So I'm gonna give it another year, and then well, actually, what I want to do is I want to get
the whole market is gonna tank pretty hard soon. It's due for a recession, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, like for what I want to do as well is I want to get into like short-term rental business too. So like I want to buy a couple houses and then just Airbnb them out, and then that'll be like a source of income.
Definitely.
Yeah, honest, that's the plan. You know, honest, you're gonna be roommates. Yeah, I mean, honest, we're gonna make a bunch of money. We're just gonna be we're gonna have a trade room, and then everyone can come over, and then we'll just be trading all day.
Well, let me know, bro. I'll hook up the whole place, computers, everything.
Dude, that'll be dope, man. Trade house. It's a possibility. Honestly, it really is.
Sean, if you don't mind asking, what's your age?
My age? I'm 28.
Oh, you're young, quite young.
Same. I'm at same age.
I'm 27.
Me too.
Hey,
I'm younger. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm about to be 28 in November.
Serious? Okay, wow. And I think in everyone, well, you're older, you know, just based on, as they say, experience and stuff like that.
I'm 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm 27 as well. I just turned 27 last week.
27, nice. Holden is 25. Now this dude's younger than all of us.
Hey, see? That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Fucking Elias is 21, man.
Oh,
That's
I know, he's young. I thought Elias was 18 for the longest.
sense.
I told Elias he was 18. He got so mad.
Oh
He
man.
kept asking me. He's like, bro, when are we gonna go to Vegas? And I was like, dude, you're 18. How are we gonna go to Vegas? He's like, who the fuck told you I was 18? I'm 21. Oh, man, that's so funny.
Yeah, he keeps asking me about Vegas too.
Yeah, I do want to go to Vegas so bad.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Yeah, I mean, it's
So
cool.
let me
Yeah.
know when that happens, man. I'll come through. I gotta watch over you guys.
Yeah, no, like once K2 gets, pretty big, then, we could start traveling and start meeting everybody, have like, our meetups, because our group is pretty big. Like I started K2 by myself, like late May, maybe early July. And we grew crazy. Like we grew from 0 followers to, over 600 on Telegram. It's crazy. And so like, I'm excited to see what's going to happen, from a year from now. And then we can start taking like, like tours around. Me and Honest,
Yeah.
meet you guys,
Good.
because that'll be awesome. Because that's what I want to do. Like that's why I started this group. I started this group because I wanted to help people that needed help with trading. Because I was in your position back then. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, and I didn't really have help from anybody. And it was hard to find a group that wasn't just full of scammers.
For real. How's Trent, man? I haven't heard from him in a while.
Oh, dude, Trent's stepping away for a little bit. He's busy with his own business. He has a solar business.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah, he's blowing up like pretty crazy in Colorado. So he just got a new office. He's hiring new people. He has a big team out there. So right now he needs to take a break, and he can't really like give time to K2 right now. But he's gonna be back. He's gonna be back, and he's gonna manage our sales because he's really good at sales, and I'm not that good at sales. I'm just good at trading.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Honest. Like, we'll stick to what we're good at. We're good at trading. We'll stick to trading, and then we'll have Trent deal with the sales because he's a salesman.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back soon.
All right, boys.
Holding can help us out too then. Where's Honest? Honest, are you still here?
What do you think?
Oh, there you are. You're hiding?
I just
behind your
confused.
screen?
I was looking for trades while you were sharing that. So.
Oh, man, Honest is busy making money. Man, can you let us know?
If you check the trade alerts, yeah.
Let's see what we got here.
I'm adding 2 pips to all of your limit orders, man. I can't miss anymore.
You see that, GJ, man? Actually, I mean, I didn't want to say, but I did enter by market, but it should come down.
Yeah, same. I actually did the same thing.
What did you guys enter this, a buy?
GJ.
EJ? Oh, man, didn't Aaron take a sell on that?
He did.
Don't worry about Aaron. He took a sell and then he got stopped out.
Yeah. I think he got stopped in profit though, so he's good.
Yeah, I saw your message earlier, Honest.
Yeah,
when you called him out.
Yeah, we just mess around, but always you want to secure your entry for sure.
Yeah, that's why I never go against the direction.
Yeah, not good idea.
Yeah, so is this it, guys? Are you guys have any other questions?
I think I'm good on it for now. For now, at least.
All right, cool. Yeah, I gotta go figure out where my UJ is. That shit's hopefully I can get stopped out. It's slow on phone. Oh man.
I mean it's 1:30 on my end. Man. I still have work and stuff in the morning, but I just want to say it's a pleasure actually speaking to you.
Oh yeah,
thanks for
definitely.
the knowledge as always.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna hold this every week. So we'll link up every week, and then Honest is probably gonna hold this like more often than me. He's like the master webinar person.
Is this the usual time you do the webinars?
Oh, daily webinars?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, eventually we will. I can't right now because I'm still working my attorney job, but yeah, like when I quit, then then I'll be able to hold daily webinars with Honest. Like that's our long-term goal. We want to be able to, you know, have like a live trading room throughout the day. So like instead of us chatting in the Telegram chat, we can just, you know, discuss with each other live, and that'll be a lot easier because you know, if we do that, we can all start together. You can make a lot of money really fast.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know it's harder for like we're sending messages. We're like, okay, buy this, sell this, and it's like by the time we say that, you know, the market's already moved. It's too late.
If it moves pretty quick sometimes. So sometimes I myself may miss it.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so that's not
All right, guys, it was a good webinar. I'll have Honest download this and send it to me, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. So whoever missed it, you guys can have access to it. And I'm gonna post something on Instagram too. If you guys don't have access to the trading strategy and the indicators, I'm gonna have like a little giveaway on Instagram. Basically, all you guys need to do is like tag your friends in the post and then like it, comment it, and then we'll pick like a pretty good handful of people that will have access to it for about a week for our trial period. And I mean that's pretty good. You guys can make pretty good money in like 7 days. If you guys like it, you guys can go ahead and subscribe. But yeah, I think that's about it. Honest, you have anything else to say, or do you want to take over the screen because I think you need to close this out?
I mean, I honestly don't have anything unless there's more questions. I'm definitely, you know, here to answer if there's any, you know, additional questions. Besides that, I'm just, you know, looking to see for some trades. I already called, I believe, 3, 4 pending. Let's see.
I saw EA, and gold.
Yeah, GA and gold, yeah.
Damn, I need to change my broker. I can't buy gold. Like standard lot's too expensive for me.
I mean, gold's been on steroids, but it's been good.
Yeah, I know. But if I do a standard lot of gold, man, I could lose a lot of money really fast.
I mean, what is your standard? $10 per pips?
Yeah, it's different for gold. For gold, it's like, here, let me check. Gold is like a couple thousand. I think it's 1,000 per pip actually.
What?
So if I took a trade with that, I would have lost like 100 pips. I lost my whole account.
Yeah, to switch the broker.
Yeah, it's the broker. It's because with forex.com they don't offer much leverage at all. So the problem with that is you need a, you know, crazy amount of margin. So like if I was to enter a trade,
I mean, I see markets and traders way is also different when it comes to gold.
yeah,
Like I see markets you have to do standard, and traders way you cannot do less than, you know, 0.10.
oh, I see.
And Hugo's way you can do 0.01, you know,
Wow.
if you really, you know, don't have a bigger account or margin yet.
Yeah, I just checked, and yeah, on forex.com, the just to take the minimum trade for gold, you need margin of 150,000, $100, $102. So, and you need over 150K just to trade gold on.
That's stupid, bro.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm on the DMA account, so I'm on the direct market access. So you know they require you to make big trades because you have direct liquidity.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you have pretty much don't have spreads, right?
Yeah, no spread. I mean, the spread's very small. It's like very minimal, like less than 1.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and that works perfect for me because you know the way I like to trade, get in and out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Hugo's way is really good to me, so.
Yeah, I was looking into that. When we automate the strategy, I'll probably move over to Hugo's way because we have to use MT4. We can't use Trading View or
I mean,
Forex.
well, Hugo's way has their own trading platform too.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty much very similar like MT4. So
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he uses the MT4 as like a platform as like the base, and they build on top of that.
right.
I see. Yeah, Kelly. Yeah, Kelly from. Has Kelly been in the webinars or no? I
No,
know
not
she.
really. Well, the thing is, they're 14 hours ahead.
Oh,
So
yeah, she's Australia. I forgot.
yeah, over there is 3:35 p.m.
Oh, I see. Yeah, she sent me her platform for MC4 since we're gonna automate it. She sent me the one for I think Pepperstone.
Well, Pepperstone you cannot sign if you're from US.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she just gave me the platform, but I connected my forex.com to it.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the
Like,
thing is, yeah, I think with forex.com they don't have the platform for Mac.
What you can do too is I forget what it's called, but you can dual boot your Mac so you have
Oh
Windows on
yeah,
it as well.
yeah, Bootcamp, right?
Yeah. There's
yeah.
also one, there's a different one too where you can just have it up while you're running the Mac side where you don't have to actually reboot the computer and you
Oh
can have
yeah,
it running at the same time. I just can't remember the name of it.
yeah. I think it's called Mirrors or something.
He sounds familiar. I'll like text it to you or something. I'll
I
send it.
mean, it pretty much works like a Alt tab in the background. You just switch to it.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I looked into that too, but like being on a Mac, I don't trust it. I don't want to be in a trade and then my trade goes crazy and I can't get out.
Right.
Oh,
I mean,
gotcha.
obviously Mac is the best, but I prefer, I have a HP Omen. I prefer Windows for my trading. I don't know, I mean,
I,
I just got used to it. I don't know.
I
Don't-
Yeah.
actually use Ubuntu. I just find it smooth
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
personally.
Yeah, the Mac. I like Mac and I have my Mac and it works fine with a lot of things, but when I'm dealing with like a lot of money, I don't want to risk it. You know, it's a lot of risk to. So if the program crashes on me and I can't get out of the trade.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real, man. I hear you on that.
And that's the reason why I love MT4. I always have my phone with me. Phone won't crash.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I like too because the problem with like the forex.com app is it's really laggy. It takes a couple seconds for it to start up, and then if I'm in a trade and I need to close it out as soon as possible, it like I would have to wait a few seconds, and that few seconds could mean like 10 pips.
For sure.
I might have to give sell stops for these trades then.
Oh, for the one that you put.
Yeah, they didn't retrace enough. Yeah, gotta give sell stop.
Oh, I see. Nice.
Honest, the Euro AUD. I noticed that it started to go back down like the JVP JPY earlier. Should it be activated or just wait for it to retrace?
Which one? Sorry, GBP JPY.
No, the Euro AUD.
Oh, Euro AUD.
Yeah, it's coming down.
I'm about to give sell stop. That's why I'm looking at it right now.
So okay.
Yeah, because it might not retrace. You're already turning bearish right now. It's
sitting
creating,
bearish big.
yeah, it's creating evening star.
So what should execute or just set a sell stop on?
Yeah, put this sell stop that I'm putting now in the chat, and if that gets triggered, hold that.
Okay.
And then I will give stop loss.
All right, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, looks like a good one. Hey, I missed this trade. Man, I missed so many trades because I'm at work. I can't wait to have my automated thing going. I got taking this one right here. I don't know. Super nice win. Dang, I won 100 pips. That's crazy. 118 pips in an hour and a half.
Well,
Jeez.
With the alert,
system, Sean. Sometimes I see like they kind of bleed into each other. Is that normal?
For which one?
The latest thing that you had me try out.
Oh yeah, the new one.
Like some of them kind of like one alert, if it's too close to the other, it kind of bleeds into it. That's how it should be, I guess.
Where
Like,
should I go?
hold on, let me see if I could show you. I don't know if I could.
God damn, I never have enough battery on my phone. Frustrating.
You gotta get one of those blocks.
Yeah, I really do. I mean, my friend's begging me to get those like cases with the chargeable battery, whatever.
I had that previously, but it isn't. It's only good for like one charge. So like what I did is I just got one of the blocks, like a good block, and it does like four or five charges, like full charges. So I don't need to worry
Right.
about
I
it.
mean, I'm a person who likes backpacks, and I saw in one ad like one backpack that has like a
Oh,
charger
USB.
that apparently lasts for forever. So I was thinking about ordering that. I have somewhere in my email because I mailed the link to myself, so I just have to go search for it to order that.
Oh yeah, that'll be good because then you don't have to like worry about putting in your pocket and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I don't like. That's why I just leave my my block in the car. So if I ever need to charge it while I'm going anywhere, it's like ready to go.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I'll be honest with you, bro. I still have my iPhone 7. I have so much stuff saved in it. I mean, it's worth to me more than like almost as much as my laptop. So that's why I wasn't like too much hyped to get new iPhone X. I don't really need it personally. I mean, it's obvious I can go buy tomorrow, but I really don't need it. This iPhone 7 has served me well, and I have a lot of stuff saved in it. I mean, I could transfer it, but I just really don't have need to buy a new iPhone.
yeah, no, same here. I had my iPhone, was it the 8 Plus for like a really long time, and I didn't want to switch it because it was the same situation as you. I had everything on it, but for some reason the battery just started like draining. Like it would only it only last for like 30 minutes, and I was like, shit, I need to get
Yeah, at that point, yeah, you do have to. I mean, so far I have no problems. I mean, I have this phone 3 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, I do charge it twice a day because I'm on it a lot. I'm
Yeah.
chatting. I try to answer everybody as soon as I can, and I check the charts when I can, and so I'm using it. So, but it definitely lasts me more than 30 minutes with the not even full charge.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it works, like why not? Like I don't like spending money on like things that I don't need. That's why I just keep.
Exactly. Same here. I mean, I used to do that, especially when I was, working for government on, Middle East. I used to buy a pair of shoes almost every month, like retard.
Yeah, that's why I have so many shoes. I don't even like now. I only wear like one or two pairs, but I have so many in my closet. It's like no point.
I do have one shoes that I have to find a good like a shoe store. So my friend bought them in 1998, right? They are Jordans 15, so they are like a retro model. He has never put them on. He had them in a box for about 20 years, and he gave me like last year, around spring, time. And the thing is, they are like black in the middle, like a stripe, and on the sides it's like a white leather. So from being in a box for 20 years, that white leather, I mean, kind of became a little bit yellowish, like from just being sitting in the box. I have to see if I can find someone to like clean them a little bit more. I mean, it's not like you can really notice it that it's like bothering, but I would just like to, have them cleaned up.
Oh yeah, of course. No, there should be places near you. I know here in California, that's like a pretty big business here. There's a lot of like little sneaker shops, and they clean shoes like that for like a lot of money. Like
Yeah,
they
I mean,
restore.
I wouldn't mind paying whatever it is, just for them, to be, fixed. My friend told me this. there's one store at the mall, so I gotta go check it out.
Yeah, and those are like classic shoes too, so you might as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely you can sell them for a few $100 because they don't even make that model anymore, like that particular one. They really.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be good.
But yeah, I don't like you said, I don't really spend money on something that I'm not interested in. I only spend money, you know, in investing. That's all I do, you know, invest and something like educational wise. That's it.
Yeah, same here. Everything, all my money goes to trading or to K2. Pretty
Yeah.
much. Well, I mean, that's how it should be, you know. Especially for now. While we keep growing K2, it's growing pretty quick. We got a lot of new subscribers yesterday. I think ever since I started posting on social media again, we had like a pretty good amount.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's great to, you know, have bigger community, you know.
Exactly. People share with us. We just want to help people and teach, which is good.
I mean, definitely, yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm gonna go do some errands real quick. You guys gonna stay on here?
I'm
I
out
mean,
to bed right now.
Yeah.
yeah, I think in Africa is really really early, so they do need some sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, here is 1:46 a.m. too. So
You sleep late, huh? Honestly, every time we're on, you're on pretty late. Like I think this is late for me, like 11, but for you, it's early.
yeah, it is late, but you know, I just try to find, you know, when people are like home after work. So
Yeah, because I can't make it any time earlier. Well, what time do you wake up in the morning?
for me, like tomorrow, I can really sleep till like 9:30, because I don't have anything until like 10 a.m. I go see my chiropractor once a month.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I work in the afternoon, so
That's cool. Yeah, I gotta wake up like at 5, so this is late to me.
yeah. So what time you go to work usually?
I leave my home probably around like 7 or 8. No, like around 7 usually, because I try to avoid traffic. But I mean, you can't avoid traffic in California. There's traffic everywhere once it hits 8 o'clock.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I usually wake up at 5. You know, get ready in the morning, get my day ready, and then head out around 7. I usually get to the office around 8.
Okay, but like you officially start at 8 or like 9?
Oh no, well, I don't really have a schedule. Like I could show up whenever. I just have to bill like 8 hours.
Oh, okay, I
So
see.
I have to do work for 8 hours. But there's no set schedule. So like today, I came into work late, and that's why I had to stay a little later. So I stayed till like about 8 o'clock. So I needed to, you know, bill 8 hours for my time.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a little different. It's like salary, but well, yeah, it is salary, but we like they watch your hours. They make sure that you're like doing work and you're billing clients, and you know how law firm works.
I
So
mean, yeah, obviously.
yeah, it's like bill as much as you can.
Yeah, I have few friends, lawyers too, so.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I mean, it's a great profession, though. It's definitely a great profession.
Oh yeah, no, it's good, and it's good to know the law. You know, in the case I ever really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I get like reckless driving, I'm gonna call you.
Oh yeah, of course, I got you, bro. I do
Yeah,
the same.
I actually, you know, chill too. I mean, I pretty much chill now. I used to hang out with friends and like in DC every weekend. And the problem is, you know, I always end up having like, you know, 5 drinks, and then I drive home for about 30 minutes, and there's a bunch of police, and you know, I know if they stop me, I'm gonna get DUI, and I just been, you know, so fortunate, like never ever pulled over.
Oh yeah, no, same here. I've become a lot more responsible.
Yeah, I mean, DUI would suck,
Yeah, DUI will fuck your life up, bro.
definitely.
Yeah, because
So
now you have to report that for everything, like when you look for a job or something.
yeah, true background check. And not just that, like one of our friends ended up getting DUI, and he had to pay also $10,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he's senior software programmer in one company here in DC in IT. So he has, you know, really serious job. So he had to pay a lawyer a lot of money. But they still took his license for 1 year.
Oh, man. Yeah, you can't get anywhere in California without a license and without a car. California is such a big state. You need a car to get
Good thing for him, he does live in DC too, so everything is like, you know, metro, yeah. So you can get around without the car.
Oh, that's cool.
But he needed to get lawyers so it doesn't go on his record, you know, mess his job up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's making like 175 a year, so.
Oh yeah, you can't screw that up.
Yeah, he's serious.
He can screw it up and just become a trader.
Yeah, they can do that. I mean, the thing is, like here, police really creeps up on you. Like they will, like, for example, one area we go to, it's called Rio, right? And there's a bunch of, you know, bars, you know, with you know, sitting outside, and you know what would cops do? Like police officers, they will pull up at the corner of the street, and they will observe people who drink, you know, and they will try to follow them once they, you know, leave to go home because they know they've been drinking. So what happened with this guy, when you leave like that area and you go like north, the first intersection has 2 green lights, right? And they don't come up at the same time. So the first green light comes to like go straight, and then after that is the second one to make a left turn. So this guy, he was, you know, having few drinks, and when the light came to go straight, he made a left turn on the red, and the police officer was right behind him.
Oh man.
So he messed him up.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't even bother now. Like if I drink, I always take an Uber.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what you will pay, what, $40, but you don't risk paying 10,000.
Yeah, or risking your life.
Yeah, I don't. I definitely just chill, you know, focus, you know, trading and go to gym.
Yeah, I mean it's good right now, especially like we're working with each other because you know our win rate has been like super high.
Yeah, this week has been really, really good. You know, I'm very grateful.
Yeah, me too. This past 2 weeks, I think I made a lot this past 2 weeks. That's why I bought my mom that. I don't know if you saw that chair that I got her.
Yeah, you told me about it the same day.
Yeah, I ordered her that massage chair. It was like 5,000.
I mean, there's some controversy behind you ordering it, but let's not disclose that.
Yeah.
Let's not get it out in the public.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll let you know how it is when it comes in.
I'm sure you would have more experience than mom.
Yeah, I'll have to be over a lot. All right, guys. I need to go do some errands. I need to get ready for tomorrow. Got some stuff to do at work. So I'm going to get off this right now. Honest, do you have to get control to download it and stuff?
No, as soon as the meeting ends, you know, when it ends, it starts downloading because I have it set to save on my computer.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So it starts converting on my computer, and once it's done, you know, I can transfer it to you.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, what I'll do is like when you send it to me, I'll edit it. I'll take out maybe this last hour, 30 minutes, and then I'll add the intro and outro, and then we should be good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I upgraded to Pro, so you know we can Zoom 24 hours.
Okay, that's perfect, dude. Yeah. So like once me and you quit our jobs, we could just we could do this 24 hours.
Oh yeah, I mean I can trade all day. I mean not constantly trade, but you know look for good trades. You know, I'll definitely. Plus we can chat, you know, mess around. So.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Yeah, this would probably be a lot cooler than doing the chat room, anyways.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, definitely. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I'll see you guys. If you want to handle another webinar this week, I could probably hop on with you. But if not, we'll link up again next week.
Yeah, we can do charting session again. Probably Saturday, or actually maybe Sunday too.
Yeah, we could do that. We could have the we could have the overview of like weekly analysis and stuff like you did. That was pretty good. I think a lot of people like that.
Yeah, they definitely do. I mean, Saturday, so far I don't have any plans, so anytime Saturday will work for me.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think I have to. I might be able to do morning. I have to go to a baby shower in the afternoon. So yeah, if we could do morning maybe.
Yeah, that works because you're 3 hours behind anyway.
Oh yeah, it works perfectly for us because it'll be afternoon for you. It'll be morning for me.
Yeah, and I think it will be like afternoon in Europe and in Africa too. Only I guess Australia will be problem because it will be like midnight morning over there.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean we can make up. I can make a poll and see what time works for them.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and then we can figure it out so we give everyone else a chance to participate in this.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna log off of this.
Later.
All right, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. It was a good meeting, and we're off.
Always appreciate it.
Definitely, guys. All right, man. Guys, have a good night.
All right. So, guys, I'm still here if you want me to go over anything, but pretty much just looking for what this is doing. It's kind of undecided at the moment. It's actually right between sell limit and sell stop. Same with EA. I think the market is accumulating more orders.
Yeah, I threw a pretty big lot on GJ, so I'm just gonna leave that.
Yeah, I mean, GJ wouldn't make sense for it to fall back down like all the way. You see, it would make sense to.
That's what I figured too.
It really, I mean, I'll be really surprised. This is my second top pair, after gold. I mean, I've been really successful with this pair, and it will be unusual for it, especially there is no news for GBP until Friday, and there isn't really news. Let's see.
Yeah, check that too.
Yeah, we don't really have anything until like late afternoon for AUD, so I wouldn't expect any like shenanigans to happen in the market unless Trump tweets something or this something like in UK on the radio that we cannot foresee. Which I mean, that's something like unfortunately we cannot control.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have my regular, like my swing or the one with your parameters where it's a more higher pips. I have that at a low lot so that I can just ride that up. And then I have one at like 15 pips with a higher lot size.
Okay, I see. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you see, the structure just failed to. I was honestly looking forward for this reversal here off of this weekly zone, but it just really, failed to have this, zone broken. It was a pretty much institutional supply zone, so I don't see it coming back down. Especially we have you see impulse move channel, and then we have this is a bullish flag breakout. So all it's gonna do is retest this support, and I definitely see it going at least to this weekly resistance, possibly higher. So, yeah, from technical perspective, it wouldn't make sense. On the other side, GA and EA, they came back into the channel, and I still see this as a bearish. This is just like consolidating right now. Obviously, market just accumulating orders here. but this is gonna, have a decent move during the London. I have no doubt.
Yeah, I'm definitely studying the GBP pairs. I like how they move. I mean, a lot of people don't like them just because of how volatile they are, but if you just wait and be patient, they can play out really good.
Well, the thing is, they don't. What is gold doing? Gold is also going up and down 20 pips. The thing is, like with the GBPs, you just use simple patterns, and you have to use Fibonacci to tell you what is it gonna do, when is it gonna do. Like they really are essential for Fibonacci application when it comes to them. And you look for consolidation, breakout, and I mean this you can measure this. It was retrace, and I expect it to go further down. No, we're gonna drop this from swing high. My fault. So you see again 61.8 rejection, where mainly common 50 and 61.8 in 90% cases. So I mean this week, did kind of well. That actually is the impulse move. So this was the retest right here. So I definitely see this coming to at least this 27.
Gotcha.
It is a slowdown because we do have this intraday support, but I can see this being broken. I wish I would have held, GA, but we did close with, a lot of 100 pips profit when they rallied up, like here. I think I had sell at 82, something like that. Because I knew every time.
Up and down?
No, just down.
Oh, okay.
Because you see it hit the resistance here, and you see the respect, and came back down. I wish I would just have held the entire thing, 220 pips, like the entire move reversed back down, because obviously it was the news impact. And I already know whenever they make these crazy moves on GA and GN, they will come back to retest, and that happened.
Gotcha.
So now we're getting retest. I would really like to see this sell limit triggered, so that way we can still hold sell stop. So when it starts dropping, then you end up with the two positions riding it down.
Right.
So I would love to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them. I'll leave them in there with my risk management. So I'm not gonna be in any kind of margin.
And another thing I can show you now, because you're on the call, why I only have 20 pip stop loss, because you see the 79.70, the sell limit, is going to be another retest of 61.8 and this intraday resistance, right? So it's a a confluence for the entry, and if it goes to 79.90, it's only 20 pip stop loss, and it's going to pass 78.6, and I know it's going to keep rallying up.
Gotcha.
So we're trying to find those entries with tight stop loss, but great reward, and you can only do that based on fib levels. Otherwise, it's just I know why people start hating it, because they just not sure how to trade it.
Gold right now is like in just consolidation, it seems, right?
Oh, I just got your message. I appreciate that. I'll
yeah.
let you know about that.
Yeah, no worries. I just know that's typically what he does. He does that, and then he just trades. He trades and just does his own business. So I figured you mentioned it. If it's something super delicate, he's definitely careful. But of course, you'd have to either ship it or be in the area. So it is what it is at that point.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah,
Pretty sure FedEx
exactly.
can bring it in 2 days at the most. I really want this to push 10 more pips only. Oh, here we go. Look at the impulse. All right, look like that's gonna trigger it. Come on. Because some people have jumped in this sell and now they're gonna try to take them out, but that is when we gonna get in. Let me just give them a bit. Come on, don't leave the wick. See how it's wicking here at 50.
Mm-hmm.
And that's usually when it is just gonna start dropping. It doesn't have that momentum. It's vectoring. Let's see on 1 hour. Yeah, man, that's major vectoring rejection. Well, in worst case, we have sell stop, so. Just 8 more pips to trigger it. But Dave, do you mainly trade with the K2 signals, or you trade with the Ilias, or what do you mainly do?
Mainly I'm using the K2 right now. Because I have he gave me the alert too.
Oh, okay.
The new alert, like where it only alerts you when everything is all the confirmations are set.
Nice.
So I'm testing that out and seeing how that is while I'm at work and whatnot. I'll see it pop up on my phone or whatever, and then I'll also do my own analysis of charts. Just like the GBPs and a couple of other pairs that I like, and just see if any of that lines up with anything. And if I see other people, because I'm in a couple of other chats as well, and if I see any trades that they call out that I like, I'll just take those with risk management.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, I have a bunch of chats. I had to mute some.
Too much.
Too much messages.
Too much,
yeah,
man.
too much. Definitely. A lot.
I actually just got in that guy Corey. He like posts his profits in the group sometimes, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, I got in his group, and they have a just a really basic, simple strategy, which is pretty cool. They just trade off like the M's, the double top and the double bottom,
Oh, okay.
and off different time frames, and they wait until it's at a structure, either the high of the day or the low of the day, and just go from that. And it works, works for them. They just have to. It's one of those things where you just got to be patient, and it's more of like swing trading strategy. So that's pretty cool too.
That's awesome. Yeah, I see he's doing pretty well. Yeah, I mean, we've been talking on Instagram a lot,
Oh,
so
cool.
he's pretty good guy. Okay,
Yeah.
we are officially in GJ now.
Let's see what GJ is doing. Oh, I should have kept the buy limit. I didn't keep that one. Going up.
Let's see what is gold doing. Gold is trying to push up.
Yeah. Might just hit like a supply zone and just shoot back down.
What was that?
No, I'm saying it might hit that supply zone and just shoot back down.
Yeah. I mean, if it breaks 1505, then it might be going high. Let's see, I'm just gonna watch this next 30 minutes.
What's the stop loss for gold? I didn't even check.
Oh, it was a sell stop. It didn't even trigger. It just kept going up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was already in a sell from earlier, so I'm just put mine in.
Yeah, I still have a few cells running as well. That's why I'm looking at it, see if it's gonna cross 1505. Then I would probably close it and wait for it to settle down a little bit. It should be last push up, to be honest, but you never know. Looks like they like to trade gold in Asia all of a sudden.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, if it breaks 1505, it is going to continue. But I see it coming down, honestly. I still think sell is valid because it just went up like 400 pips without like proper retrace.
Someone's alarm? What is that?
Probably not. What's interesting, I'm in a Ripple buy, and Ripple is going down and gold is up. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I noticed that usually gold goes up pretty much everything outside of like whenever the US dollar is doing bad, gold and Bitcoin and all the cryptos, that's where people tend to shove their money when the US market's just not doing too good.
Yeah, dollar has been pretty weak, but it is due to retrace. You see, almost at the weekly support.
Oh, gotcha.
It should be gaining some strength. Like, look at that fall. Damn.
I know that shit is ridiculous.
Ooh, boy, I do expect it to.
All right. Well, hopefully gold drops, GJ goes up, and everything else falls into place, and I don't wake up crying.
We'll wake up wealthier.
Yeah, that's it. That's it,
I
man.
mean, that's what we shoot for, you know. See, now it's leaving the wick. I do like that. I want to see that.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
Strapping.
almost tempted to sell there, but I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna wait for it to come down.
So you draw your channels from the base of the body candle and not the wick itself?
Yeah, it depends. Like, see, when you switch to the line chart, you see where actually
Oh,
the proper price is, yeah.
Okay.
But the wicks are usually retests, you know, and you know, respects of the channel within the channel.
Got it. Okay.
And then you can also do this channel. See this?
Yeah.
So it's right at the crossing point, those two. That's another reason why I expect it to come down. Once it breaks down here, I definitely see it going back down. You see how I like that? Come on. Let's go, baby.
That's it.
What is G? GA Viking also strong. I have a feeling this is going to drop like crazy. Yeah, I mean, look at this struggle to break up. Like, the retrace is only to 38.2, and look at it. Just, I think it's gonna drop like crazy.
What is that? EA?
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, it just cannot break 38.2, and that indicates strong, you know, bearish continuation. Like, I was hoping it will, you know, give rejection off of 50, because it's also, you know, this previous structure retest, but it doesn't look like it will. So that's why, you know, gave that sell stop too.
Got you. All right, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, man. Appreciate
Sounds
it.
good. Yeah, I'm gonna head out to. I mean, I'm gonna hang around for 15 more minutes. I just want to see this next 30-minute candles closure. You know, if I
Got you.
see something that I don't like, I will, you know, put in the group. But I definitely see GA and EA dropping heavy. It's just this gold is like undecisive.
Got it.
Hopefully this will hold, you know. If not, might have to close it. But I just don't see where the hell would it go, you know. Like, you know, next structure is, you see, 1544. That's 418 pips from right now. Like, how can you just keep pushing like that, you know?
Yeah, I kind of doubt it. That would mean that the DXY would also have to break that structure that it's so
Yeah, the
close.
weekly support, and it's not really easy to break that. I mean, look, I just don't see, because there's nothing else in a way I verified already. Like, this is the next resistance. Like,
Yeah, I was also when I was marking up my chart, I had to struggle to go far back to look at what what the resistance was. It was so hard.
yeah, it really. I mean, I like said, this is my most traded pair, and it really wouldn't make sense to just shoots up again like what happened here. it really needs to retest this level here, 1486. That's something I'm looking forward before actually we can see some major continuation, because on a higher time frame, I may look at this like, come on now, like that's stupid. See, pushing down. Look at this. This is what I like.
Nice. Yeah, I'm back in profit now.
See, come on, baby, don't mingle in the wrong way. But yeah, like if you look on any higher time frame, like this is just stupid, bro. Like, I mean, where the hell can you just keep going? Like, look at this. This is like stupid uptrend. Like,
Yeah, climbing those steep stairs, man. It's crazy.
like that's just. I mean, this whole move needs proper retrace, which would actually be 1473, if anything. Like if you measure it, like, yeah, if you measure it, let's say from here. So see, I told you 50%.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not coincidence, That's why I love fibs. So it really needs to retrace from here, and then we can look to take it here, 1544, and then 67, which actually shows you those extensions. You see 127 would be TP1, and this is TP2, TP3, which I believe both will be reached if we get retraced to here, where we should be getting retraced to. Because, I mean, I don't see DXI just keep getting murdered,
Right.
So, I mean, from technical perspective, it really needs to fall. I mean, but again, I really hope we don't wake up to some silly tweets, because, I mean, we
That's all
unfortunately
it
cannot
takes.
control that, yeah.
Sucks.
I don't want to jinx it, because he's been quiet with that China trade war, so hopefully he's been drinking tonight and wakes up after a New York session tomorrow.
Oh man.
So we will see. I so far like this candle. If we can get like bearish doji, I would love that. We have like 8 minutes left, so we'll see. I mean, that's what I see, brother. If you have any other pair, we can take a quick peek. I pretty much have them all marked up before you head to bed, but yeah, I'm just waiting to get some reasonable movement, not ridiculousness. And
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it, man. There's nothing crazy.
come on, just trigger that. Yeah, struggles. I guess Euro is weak too.
David.
But yeah, no problem. I mean, always, appreciate you helping on, hanging out. So we'll chat in the morning.
My phone.
Well, talk to you guys later.
All right, man. Later.
All right, have a good night, Paul.
You too.